Welcome to Fun Friday. It's Friday. We made the weekend, everyone.
Yes.
And that's awesome because we love the weekends. The weekends are a time of getting to hang out, to maybe step back from work if you can, and to enjoy time with each other.
Yes, enjoying your family.
Enjoying your family. Hey, that kind of sounds like a podcast called Enjoying Your Blended Family.
What?
That's weird, I know. Did you hear my voice? I knew. But today, on this Fun Friday, we've got another idea, a fun idea that we're bringing to the table that we're going to give you and your family a chance to take, still run with it, whatever you want to do.
And what's really cool is it's something that could be used as a Christmas gift. So what better time than right here?
It's cheap, it's quick, and it can be even one of those last-minute ideas. All right, so talking on this, it is called
Year of Dates.
Year of Dates. Now, initially, that's going to sound a little intimidating because you hear Year of Dates, it's like, oh my goodness, a whole year of dates, and you're thinking 365, and it gets overwhelming thinking of that, and you're already wanting to step back and go, I don't know about that. But it's not really 365.
Yeah, and definitely
right?
a man would think that. Like, dates, a lot. That's all I hear is a lot of being intentional. But this actually takes the pressure off of the constant, like, having to figure out what to do next. And it's just a fun way to connect with different family members. It might be something that you make for everyone in your family, but I could say if you do that, you might get a little bit overwhelmed because I have in the past. But you could also use this Year of Dates as a way of connecting with one specific person in your family, or maybe you two and your spouse that are struggling with connecting with dates. You could do Year of Dates with them, or maybe just one of your kids, your step kid, and y'all are trying to connect, and it's coming up with those things. So
And really, though, we said it's not 365 dates,
yeah,
right?
that's what I was fixing to go in and say.
It's only...
Let me explain.
12 dates.
It's 12 dates. It's
12 ideas.
one date a month that you are saying, okay, I am going to do this one thing with them this month. And it comes in like a little envelope for that month. And so every month, whoever your special person is that you're giving it to gets to open up this envelope, and it looks like a little coupon. It's just a piece of paper or whatever. You can make it in all different ways. We're going to talk more about that later. But it's something they open up and it's like a surprise. Like, what are we going to do now?
What are we going to do this month?
Yeah, and then you can have time to plan it, get it on the calendar and all that stuff.
So going on to this is one of the fun things because we know dating your family is important. So much in a blended family. We got to date each other because this is the way that we strengthen our relationships. We create memories. The more good memories you create with each other, the faster you blend, the more you get along, the more joy, the more peace you see in your family. So dating each other is very important. And really, when we say dating, it just means spending quality time with each other. It's not necessarily like, let's go do a dinner and a movie. This is like doing stuff together, being intentional. And so this kind of stemmed from some of our experiences.
Yeah, really it stemmed from necessity because we were struggling with finding that quality time together and really connecting with each other on a level that that brought you and whoever that was. So for me, it was me and the girls. Like, I wanted to be able to go out and do things with them separately.
Our youngest daughter and our oldest daughter. So
yes.
Yeah, biological daughter, stepdaughter.
Yeah, and so I wanted to be able to do stuff with them individually that they looked forward to. So I just started searching around, and I found these ideas on Pinterest of making like these date things. And so I just took that and made it my own and personalized it like how it would work for us and our family. And it was around the holiday time, and I wanted to give them something that was a little bit more meaningful than just another piece of plastic, and
another video game.
Yeah, something, another thing, and that it was something from me specific. I think as we're speaking, like this happens all the time when we're doing these podcasts, as we're speaking, it was the year that we decided that we were going to each at least give everybody like a homemade something.
Oh,
do you remember
right.
that year?
Yes, I do.
That everybody, because we wanted to get the kids involved in giving gifts. So everybody was going to give
a heartfelt something.
Heartfelt.
Yeah.
Yeah, that just like warmed my heart thinking of that, because I'm thinking of the gifts that, like that Daddy's Paradise that you have hanging in there that Riley had made for you.
She had made me a plaque. So this plaque that I could hang on the wall, but it says Daddy's Paradise and had like a little scuba diver gear and music things and like Hawaii, like island theme and everything. And so, yeah, it was really cool. So they just got to get creative and got them involved in giving, because, you know, with our kids,
because that was the same year we gave them just like a little budget to do that. Like we gave them like $20 each, so they didn't have much money, but they were gonna make gifts for people with
But it's so hard to get our kids involved in gift giving instead of gift receiving. It's so easy for them just to want to receive everything, but to get them into a giving spirit, that is what we were really focusing on that year, because it is hard. It's hard as kids to be able to do that switch. And so that's what we were trying to teach them that year. So that's
funny
was birthed.
That memory just came to me as when I was doing that. So I'd made these, and what I did is I just thought of like what are things that they love to do, and I wrote down some ideas, and then I typed them on the computer, printed them out, and put these little strips in envelopes. All of it was stuff I had.
12 envelopes that she put together.
Yeah, it's all stuff I had at the house, and then I just put one date in one envelope and then wrote the month on that. And then I put them all together and I just tied them together with some string or something and presented that to them on Christmas morning. And so at first it was kind of like, what is this? But then each month they would open it up and be so excited to look in there and see what we were doing. And it was a lot of fun, because I would go with them on that date, and it was just completely my attention focused on them. And how much so in a blended family do they strive for that individuality. I was really bad, just to be honest, with my two kids, my biological children. They were a they. Like, if one did something, they both did something. Like, I would lump them all together as, we actually called them the kids.
Call them the kids.
We called them the kids.
So much so that my daughter would call them, hey, are the kids going with us?
And she's only 1 year older than Devin, and a few years older than Riley, but I called them the kids.
So we created that division.
And as a single mom, I mean, they were the kids, and I took the kids everywhere. You know, the kids, we did everything together.
If one did it, they all did it.
We really didn't have the ability to not do things as a family, you know, the three of us. And so it was just how it was. And so this was something that I was able to do specifically with that one child and really just light them up in this area and give them that time. And I mean, it was just, I remember one of them was a lot of fun. I took little Riley. Maybe this is what birthed her thrift shopping. But we went to a thrift store. I don't even remember what it was now. And we tried on different clothes. She had tried on this like elaborate wedding dress. And like, I remember just taking pictures of it. And then we went and had a little picnic at the park. Like, it seriously cost nothing to do this. But we went out, we did this Goodwill shopping, tried on some clothes for each other, and then went over and had a picnic in the park. And that was our date. Nothing crazy.
Yeah. And that's the power of it. And what we learned is it is so easy in a blended family to create the divisions. Kind of like we had the kids versus my daughter. And, you know, we would group them all together and we try to do family things because we want our family to bond so much. And we were struggling to get, you know, us to blend well, and we really learned that you do have to have that individualization, that your kids want it because they're each an individual person. They each want attention. They each crave attention from each one of us. And as a blended family, it's hard to see that sometimes because you're trying so hard to make everything work. And it's so easy to start isolating, like, well, I'm just going to take my biological child out and do this, and you're going to take your biological children, or, you know, and start really creating that division. But we've got to be able to be intentional on taking each one of them and spending that quality time that way we build those relationships, we build those memories, and there's power in that when we do that. It just puts you on a whole nother level whenever we can do things like that. And so that's kind of where the year of dates came from, was the idea of let's individualize each other and let's be intentional with it. So we can do that, right? And it's a great talk. It's good we can talk about it and we can know it. But to do it, that is the challenge.
That is the harder part of it. And just for us, like with it being intentional, we'll say back then when we very first started, these were cards that we kept hung under our calendar. So for us, we have like a dry erase calendar that we keep in our kitchen area that we write important dates on, so that we're all on the same page. And we just had a little like binder clip thing, and we had it just hanging there. That way when the new month came and we erased last month off and put the new month on there, that they could open up their card and then we could pick a date that was going to work for all of us and write it down. That way when other things came up, we could be like, I'm sorry, we have plans that day.
It's on the calendar.
It's on the calendar.
But it's also cool because if you take the year of dates, say it's January, or no, say it's February. So the beginning of February, whenever you're swapping calendars or whatever you do, maybe you don't even use a calendar. Maybe this is a great time to start using a calendar.
Get a calendar.
You need a calendar. That way you all stay in tune with each other. But we would have that generalized calendar there. But you start the new month, you write in the dates, or you flip the calendar over. That's a fun time to have everyone open up their cards. Whoever you decide to give this year of dates to, it's like, okay, let's open up our January card. And so each one's opening it up, and it's something different for each one. And it's like, oh man, we're doing this, or we're going to do that, or whatever. And then you put it on the calendar. That's whenever you can sit there and look at the month in advance and say, okay, what do we have going on this weekend? What's going on this weekend? Okay, we got free time here. Okay, here, let's put it on this date. Or I know I work on this day and this date. I'm off on this date. Perfect time to write that on a calendar. And so there's power whenever you plan it out and put it on the calendar that you'll do it, that it will happen. It won't just be a good idea that goes to waste. It'll be a good idea that you actually follow through and you create these memories with your kids or with your spouse. So there's power whenever we plan it, we put it on a calendar, then we do it. So that's the important part.
And I do want to say, you want to be sensitive to the fact that if you are only picking one kid in the family that you're doing this with, how that looks towards the other kids too. Now, if it's something that you don't think that they would be interested in, and maybe you have that conversation with them or what have you, but I mean, if all your kids would love it, then do it with all of them. But like we were saying, if it's one in particular that you're trying to build that connection with, or it's something that you think they would enjoy, then doing it with them. So
yeah, don't pull in the whole family and just sit down with that one and say, open your date. This is what we're doing. Sorry, y'all. Y'all don't get to do nothing.
I just wanted to put that out there. No,
that's a great point. So yeah. You don't want to do that.
Sorry, this wasn't your present this year.
Yeah, you didn't get one of these. You want a video game. Go play your video game.
But it is one of those, just if you have like my son, it's just not something that he's into. Like dating his mom is not really his, he's not looking forward to it. He's not open it, because I did this for all of the kids last year, and it's just not something that he was that into because he's a guy.
Well, and what you do with them is you don't call it dates. You call it, hey, we're going to hang out at this time for this hour, and we're going to do this. Yeah,
maybe that's it. Maybe that's it. I called it. So, but I will say this: he took the idea and he was trying to create it for his girlfriend.
Yeah.
So I mean, just saying, the idea is there. It's just
it's powerful. It's powerful. So okay, so we've got the year of dates, and this is something that we're going to give. How do they do it? We've got this, and it's free for you. We want to be able just to give you to it, because this idea is morphed into something a lot. It looks a lot cooler than just a strip of some words on a paper and that you put in an envelope, right? This
is true. And just depending on your creativity level. Now, I'm not like real artsy and stuff. So here's like...
Yeah, you are.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I'm creative, but I don't think I'm artsy. So we'll just say like the different levels that you have. And for me, like I would much rather create something on the computer. That way you can print it out multiple times and you can like tweak it from there. But people that love hand making things, you could do this completely on your own. Go in there and take the idea. But I've made it.
Take the idea and run with it. You create
and
your
use
own.
it like for yourself. Yeah. So I've made a generic one that no matter where you live or what like age your kids, that it would work, or if you're doing it for your spouse versus your children or whatever. It's just printed out that says like go explore a local museum, or go take a walk at the park, or wake up and watch the sunrise. So there's like generic things in there that we have available for you. So you just print it out, cut out each different month.
So you can print it out on cardstock. You can print it out on a regular sheet of paper. So, we're going to put the link in the show notes to where you can have access to it. We'll email it to you. You'll get that PDF to where you print it out. Then you cut it out. You can get your own envelopes and slide them in there and write January, February, all the way to December. And then put them together. And it could be like a stocking stuffer.
Yes. Or like last year, I put them all on the Christmas tree. Because that was another family tradition that my grandma would put like envelopes on the tree. So I put the envelopes on the tree.
Hey, we'll be back momentarily. Check out this announcement. It can be a challenge throughout the holiday seasons, Christmas time and everything, to try to find that right gift. Sometimes you don't know what to buy.
Yeah, but what if you could give a gift that keeps on giving all year long?
That's what the Adventure Challenge is. It's that gift that keeps on giving. These are date nights that you can do throughout the whole year. What a perfect gift for friends, families, whoever.
Well, what's really cool is they're not just date nights, but they're surprises. You scratch them off and it reveals a date.
It's fun, it's affordable, it's a really great idea. It kind of takes the thinking out of it, but it gives you that new adventure, new excitement. And really it's fun for any type of relationship.
Yeah, I love it. They have it for couples. They have it for the whole family, for your friends, your besties. They have it even for solo, like if you're just wanting to go on some adventures by yourself. They have a new one. It's for blind dates. And then the newest one that they have that we are already personally on pre-order.
This one is on pre-order, but it is called In Bed. So we're really excited about that. That's if you want to spice up maybe the intimacy in your marriage. So really cool, really great ideas. They have all types of things. You can buy Polaroid cameras from them. It's a different style that's unique to them, that adds to the moment. They have bundle packages, just all different kinds of things. So it really adds a new way to buy gifts this year. So great gift idea.
And we became affiliates with them, so if you use the promo code Enjoy the Moment, you get 10% off.
So it's Enjoy the Moment, one word, all caps. If you use that at checkout, you as the listener can get 10% off. All the links and the information are in the show notes, just as a reminder. Check it out. It's a fun new idea that you could use during the holidays just to buy that new, fun, exciting gift. And now back to the episode.
It could be a stocking stuffer. You could wrap it in a humongous box like Randall likes to do.
Funny.
And then it comes out and they just... Or
it's
each
just
one in their own
box.
Yeah. I mean, there's all things that you could do with it. And it really is at the level that you have. Say you don't even have a printer at your house, then you could take index cards and you could write and color, add little details or stickers or whatever and stick them in some envelopes. I've done just plain white envelopes that we send. Well, we don't really send bills in the mail anymore, but back then that's what it was like. Or this year I ordered color-coded envelopes so that every month had a different color and it just made it prettier. So you can do that. Like those are the different levels that you can do. You can take the idea, make it yourself. You can print it out exactly the way it is and cut them out, put them in the envelope like Randall's saying, write the month on the outside, bind them together, and present it in other ways. It doesn't even have to be Christmas. Like if this seems overwhelming as a Christmas gift because maybe you have multiple children, this could be a birthday gift that you wait until it's their birthday time and then you're giving those and you're doing it for what, say their birthday's in March, from March to the following February. So these are just like ideas to get you started. But
you personalize, you can personalize it as well. You can do it generic. You can take these and just print them out or write them on a card and do exactly what's on what we have, right? Or you can sit there and you can say, okay, no, this one says go find a museum. you've got a museum that you want to take them to, or that you know they'll like.
Like maybe your kid like really loves science, so you're taking them to science.
To a science museum or something like that. So you're writing, we're going to this science exhibit. And you can spell it out that way and personalize it. You know, the park idea, maybe you got a specific park or one that they love, or maybe there's something like that, so you can
like they like skateboarding, so you're taking them to the skateboard park. Like
right.
You can take it and you can tweak it to make it fit your kid if you like doing that and personalizing for that. You can even go ahead and buy, like if it's you're going to an ice cream shop and buying the gift card for the ice cream store and putting it in there, and so you have all of it already planned out like that. Or if you're wanting to save a little bit on the money right now but give them the idea, then you pay for it when it actually happens. So those are options too. Or if they want to take it to the top level, are we ready for that?
Yeah, if all of this sounds so great, you know, we're trying to give you just the idea, right? So these are the ideas. You can take it, you can run with it, you can print that out. It's free for you. Take it, use it. It's just a great way to be intentional. But maybe you're saying, hey, I love the idea. I want that, but I just don't have the creative bone, or don't really want to put the time. I don't have the time to be able to do that. Then we can also personalize it for you.
Yeah, so, it's just we ask a few questions, have you tell us a little bit about whomever it is you're buying it for, where you live, and those type things, and then we take that and personalize it for you.
So we'll also do that. That is at cost, but if that is something that you're wanting, like you're wanting to go that route instead of take it on yourself and do the projects, then you know, we're going to put our email in the show notes below. Just email and say, hey, I want to personalize your dates. Give me the deets, and then we'll go.
Give me the deets.
Then we'll go from there. But you know, if you don't have to. That's definitely not going to be for everybody. But this is just an idea of a gift that we'll keep on giving. A gift that now you know and they know we're going to be intentional at least once a month for the next year. You know, that we're going to make this a priority. I'm going to make you a priority because you're that important to me. I want us to connect. I want us to have time together. And they want that as well.
And I want to do a disclaimer because I can be a little like over the top and get like all these ideas and then give it, like last year I gave it to the entire family. Well, I don't think I gave it to you.
No, we did our own things.
We did our own stuff, but I gave it to each of the kids. And so I gave them each, you know, one date a month. And then life happened that month and I got behind schedule, and then you can start to beat yourself up because like, oh, now I haven't gone on the date. Just catch up with it. Like you can do it one of two ways. You can either put that one on pause and start fresh with the next month because some of them are more like in the summer, more summer friendly. Yeah. So it's more seasonal. Or just keep moving forward. The whole goal here is for you to spend intentional quality time with this person that you love, with your family. So don't allow yourself to get beat up because you don't do it perfectly and then just say, scratch that, I can't. Yeah. The goal is for you to spend time with them. And so they just want to spend time with you too. So just keep moving forward with that in the process.
For sure. So a good way to look at it is you do this, you're being intentional, you've got a plan, you give it to them and you're trying. And that whole year you got 8 dates out of 12. That's 8 dates you wouldn't have done before. Mm-hmm. So count that as a win. Count that as a victory. So it's just another way of being intentional because we should be doing this anyways. And this is just a way to help put that on the table and make it happen. So we love ideas like this to give us that ability to spend quality time with each other, to make sure that we're making it important.
And too, with that, this is just something Randall and I firmly believe. When you have not been spending enough quality time with someone you love, there begins to be this tension between you. You start looking at the negatives instead of the positives, and you get focused on that. So if you start noticing that, like with one of your kids in particular, or with your spouse, and you have this for them, let that be like that. We have not gone on a date like in 2 months maybe. And so maybe not in that moment when they're yelling at you or you're having a heated discussion, say, hey, we should go on a date. Let's open up that up. That's not the time.
No, not in the heat of the moment. You let things cool down.
But let that be like a trigger reminder of like,
We haven't
been doing this. And so then when the appropriate time, when people are not, when, emotions are not heightened, maybe calling them over and saying like, hey, you know what? I was looking through my calendar and I wanted to plan some time to hang out with you. We haven't opened up one of our envelopes in a couple months. You want to go get that? And let's see what the next thing is. So it gives you that ability to bring that in at that time.
Yeah, so it helps you as a parent to recognize, hey, we're not spending time together. My kids are starting to really act out and push back. So that is a great reminder to be able to do that. So no, it's powerful. And maybe, as we said, you don't have to call it your dates. This is just what we've created. You can take that name and you can change it. Maybe you are giving this to your son or something like that, and you want to call it a year hangouts, or something maybe on a level that they would receive it a little better.
Yeah.
So, you want to be sensitive to that.
Bro
as well.
nights or something.
Bro nights. Maybe this is a father and a son, or a father and a stepson. But yeah, bro night, or,
there might
or
be
a man's night out, or I don't know. I don't know. You get creative.
Keep working on that.
Boys hang out,
Yes.
or no girls allowed night, or something, something of that nature.
Yeah.
So just some ideas to be sensitive to where they'll receive it. You know how your kids are, and you kind of know how they'll react. So these are just ideas to help stir the pot a little bit and to get you thinking, to get you a little more creative. That way this Christmas, these are ideas that it goes beyond buying a little material thing. This goes into pouring into your relationships and making those a priority, because that's the gift that keeps on giving. The other stuff, they're great, they're fun and all that, but they do fade, they do go away. These last forever. And that's what we really want to be intentional with in a blended family, is pouring into our relationships, because that's what's going to help you come together stronger and have those solid relationships in the end. So your dates. So here we are. You can download it. We have all of this in the show notes. You can go download it. You can get the free PDF. You can take that and make it yours. Tweak it, whatever you want to do with it. But make that yours. Personalize it if you want to personalize it. Just do your thing. Let that spur an idea. We've given you quite a few ideas on how you can present that during the holidays or birthdays and things like that. So maybe, fit your schedule, fit your routines, and fit how you want to give gifts. So take that, run with it. If you want us to help and you're wanting us to personalize it for you, then we'll provide the email as well, that you can email us and say, hey, year of dates, I'd love a personalized one. Give me some details on that. And then we'll share, we'll kind of start asking some questions, and we'll go back and forth on that to where you can have something a little more personalized for your situation. So awesome. But the big thing, the overarching theme, is just be intentional. Make being intentional with those individual dates. We talk so much on family dates. We talk so much on dates with you and your spouse. But this is more individualized to your kids. Making sure that they have their voice. You're reaching them in their personality. You're reaching them on their level, their likes, meeting them where they are. And because each child, if you have multiple children, they're all different, and they all like different things, and they all have different mannerisms and behaviors. And so you're being intentional on meeting them there. And when you do that, you create something special between you two.
Very powerful.
It is. It's very powerful. So have that. It's yours. There's the idea. Awesome Christmas ideas. So we'll continue every Friday leading up to Christmas, giving you more and more into the new year. So these are just ways to, as you're tuning in on these Fridays, that you're just grabbing more information, more ideas. Mondays, we talk on those hot topics that you have in blended families. There's so much power. If you're not listening to those, go back and listen to those Monday episodes, because they're huge. They're huge. I'm sorry I had to go there just because that's funny.
I knew you were.
That's funny. But those are some big topics that we all deal with, that we've dealt with, and just sharing that information with you, man, there's so much power in that as well. But these Fridays, they're made to be fun. They're made to just
help you
ways
connect.
That you can connect more with your family. So good stuff.
All right, love it.
Love it. Here we go. Another fun Friday. Have a great weekend, and we will see you on the next one. Later, guys.
Bye. Hey, Hey, thanks for joining us for another fun Friday here at Enjoying Your Blended Family. All the links we talked about today are in the show notes. And if you enjoyed listening, be sure to subscribe because it's free and it lets you know when we have another episode out for you to listen to.
And if you don't mind helping us out so we can start reaching more people, leave us a rating and review. You never know when we'll give you a shout out. Until next time, have fun being intentional and remember to enjoy the moment.